Paige Bueckers draws WNBA GOAT comparisons as she gears to share locker room with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Time moves fast, and by the end of this week, the WNBA season will have reached its halfway point, with most teams having played 22 of the 44 games. So far, it's clear that the best team is the Minnesota Lynx, 17-2, led by MVP frontrunner Napheesa Collier, while the worst team is the Connecticut Sun, 216. We also know which players we'll see in the All-Star game, as both the captains, starters, and reserves have been announced for the event in Indiana next Saturday, July 19. Tomorrow, captains Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier will draft their teams on ESPN's WNBA Countdown, highlighting that 3 rookies will play in the All-Star game. First overall pick Paige Bueckers, starter, and Mystics youngsters Sonia, Citron, and Kiki Iriafen as reserves. Bueckers, who has led the Young Wings team to win 5 of their last 7 games, became the rookie with the most votes ever received in WNBA history. Clearly, her maturity and rapid development in just 14 games as a pro had caught attention. Last week, the Wings started a lineup of 4 rookies in Lee Uer, who is in her 3rd season, in their 98-89 home win against Phoenix Mercury on Thursday. Dallas got 72 points from its rookies, the most by any WNBA team since 1999. Aziaha James and Bueckers, 23 points, led the way. They play again today in Phoenix. After Bueckers' great game and season, comparisons with one of the WNBA GOATs, Diana Taurasi, didn't take long. Both players were first overall draft picks, won national championships with UConn, and were coached by Gino Auriemma. However, it's far too early to compare Bueckers to Taurasi, who has played in 565 games over 20 seasons. For tonight's game, Mercury forward Alyssa Thomas, a 6X All-Star, offered a grounded take when asked about the comparison. I mean, I don't like to compare anybody. I think everybody brings their own flair to it. She plays so poised, calm, and knows how to get to her spots, said Thomas. Meanwhile, Bueckers echoed a similar sentiment in her comparison conversations. Reflecting on her mental approach, she said, "The key has been running my own race, not running a race of comparison." That's a great mindset for a rookie, because comparison is the thief of joy. She is just getting started and showing why she was one of the best prospects in recent years, alongside Caitlin Clark, who will face her for the first time in the WNBA this Sunday, July 13th in Indiana. Clark couldn't suit up for the game in Dallas, where the Fever won 94-86, though Bueckers scored 27 points despite the loss. Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, and Angel Reese on the Seam team, with Clark as an all-star captain. We might see the electrifying duo of Bueckers and Clark play on the same team, and even Angel Reese, who was selected as a reserve, might end up playing with them. It would be great to see 3 of the top prospects from the 2020 recruiting class playing together after years of being rivals in the NCAA. Everything will depend on how Clark builds her team tomorrow on ESPN's WNBA Countdown, and whether Napheesa Collier beats her to picking Bueckers and Reese. Of course, it's also contingent on whether Clark even wants to play with them, which would likely boost the All-Star Game ratings even higher than last year, when thanks to Clark, it was the most watched in history. I have no doubt that this year's game could become the most viewed, especially if these 3 players share the same team. The locker room is a strange place, part sanctuary, part battlefield, part stage. And soon, it's about to house 3 of the most electrifying names in women's basketball: Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and now Paige Bueckers. If the WNBA had a prophecy, this might be it. As Paige Bueckers prepares to enter the league, her journey is already steeped in legend. Dubbed Paige Buckets. So, some of you may say, what's Paige Bueckers? By fans and foes alike, the UConn star has long been known for her wizard-like handles, impossible mid-range shots, and an icy composure that feels decades beyond her years. With each crossover and clutch 3, she's added another layer to her legacy, and now she's being whispered in the same breath as WNBA GOATs, the locker room of legends, in the making, in what could only be described as a marketing team's dream and a basketball purist's fever dream. Bueckers is poised to share a WNBA locker room, or, at the very least, a future All-Star Game stage. With Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, 3 different energies, 1 shared mission. Clark is the sharpshooter, with range that mocks the half-court line, Her precision is surgeon-like, her charisma magnetic. Angel Reese is the grinder, the glamorously gritty warrior who commands the paint and never backs down from a stare down. And Paige is the poet, her game a flow of rhythm, instinct, and unmatched court IQ. She glides, not sprints. She watches, waits, and strikes when the defense least expects. It's not just hype, it's destiny. GOAT whispers begin. It started with Diana Taurasi. She sees the floor like Sue Bird, has swag like Maya Moore, and can finish in traffic like me, Taurasi said in a post-game interview last year when asked about Bueckers' potential. That comparison alone sent shockwaves through the WNBA community. To be even mentioned alongside names like Sue, Maya, and Diana is an honor few ever receive and fewer ever deserve. But with Bueckers, it doesn't feel forced. It feels inevitable. Her high school days at Hopkins were already mythic. Her college career, though hampered by injury, still left jaws dropped and defenses bewildered. And now, as she prepares for her WNBA debut, the league isn't just welcoming a rookie, it is bracing for an earthquake. The triangle, Clark, Reese, Bueckers. If Clark and Reese represent a modern rivalry, fire and fire, flash and force, then Bueckers is the balance point. She doesn't need to lead the league in points or headlines. She makes the game easier for everyone else, the way Bird did for Stewart, or the way Magic Johnson made Kareem seem even greater. But don't mistake humility for passivity. Paige wants to win, badly. The difference is, she'll slice you apart with a smile instead of a snarl. I grew up watching these legends, she said after declaring for the draft. Now I want to be one. With her basketball IQ, effortless leadership, and ability to deliver in big moments, she just might be. Locker room dynamics. Friendly fire or fierce alliance. Fans are already dreaming of the chemistry and occasional chaos that could unfold with Clark, Reese, and Bueckers sharing space, whether it be as all-star teammates, USA basketball comrades, or franchise cornerstones in the same conference. Imagine Caitlin launching a three from the logo, Reese battling for the offensive board, Bueckers threading a no-look pass between two defenders, a new big three for a new generation. And while media loves to stir the pot, rivalries, tension, ego clashes, all three players have shown mutual respect and admiration. I've always had nothing but love for Paige, Clark said. She's one of the smartest guards I've ever seen. Reese echoed the sentiment. She plays chess. Most of us are still playing checkers. Beyond the game, cultural icons in the making. What makes this trio even more revolutionary is not just their game, but their influence. This conversation, Clark has already shattered attendance records. Reese has made millions tune in for the hustle. And Bueckers, she's been a trailblazer for NIL deals and visibility for women's basketball, even before stepping on the WNBA court. With fashion deals, sneaker buzz, and endorsement wars already swirling, the WNBA is about to have its most star-studded generation ever. Paige Bueckers is walking into a league she's already helped elevate without playing a single minute. Now, the game is real, a league on fire, as the WNBA continues to ride a massive wave of growth. New TV deals, sold-out arenas, global viewership. Paige's arrival may just be the gasoline to the flame. GOAT comparisons will follow her, dissect her, and perhaps even weigh on her. But if her past is any indication, she won't flinch. She never has. She's never needed to yell to be heard, never needed the spotlight to shine. It just does when she plays. But when she finally laces up beside or against Clark and Reese, one thing's for sure. The WNBA locker room won't just be crowded with stars. It'll be glowing with greatness.